It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping COTA at full hot lap speed. It's the Circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
Hello everyone, I'm MrRedClaw. Welcome back to some more Formula 1 24 My Team career, this time for the United States Grand Prix here at the Circuit of the Americas. A very fun track. It's sort of okay-ish, it's not like a really good track, but like I still enjoy it quite a lot. Especially Sector 1 over here is really nice and flowing. Definitely not too good when you're nearly going sideways through those corners, but yes, our car still isn't good, and I'm really starting to get annoyed, to be honest, because I have it set up like I did in the last game when I played those couple years ago, F1 21. I'm not touching anything. The AI should be, you know, using the money for what they need and all of that stuff, and I'm pretty sure in that last kind of time I played, I just left it alone, and by the end of like season 1 I was already like in the points. By the end of season 2 I was already maybe getting some podiums, maybe even a surprise win, and season 3, season 4 I was kind of, you know, already going in for the championship. But over here, closing in on the end of season 2, and we have 1 point to our name, which is quite tragic. But I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm playing like the shorter seasons and that has something in effect, I'm not really sure. All I know is that I did reduce the difficulty to kind of try and get up a little bit, because if I keep on finishing in the points I get more money, more all of that stuff, that I can kind of keep on expanding quicker, hopefully, as we qualify in P13 for the sprint race. So good chance of scoring some points over there if all things go to plan. So Norris on pole, Piastri second, Leclerc third. Let's see what we can do and maybe get into the points.
So it's all about speed in today's sprint. Not very many laps and no chance to get ahead on strategy. Who here today has the raw skill to take them to the top? We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of this wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's sprint. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And Oscar Piastri completes the front row. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton, Sainz, Verstappen, Perez, Fernando Alonso, Stroll, Albon, Gasly, Red, Ocon, Tsunoda, Vesti, Maldonado, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Magnussen, Bottas, and Zhou Guanyu. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out.
So here we are lined up in P13 place, and everyone on the medium tyres for this 10-lap, 50% sprint race around the Circuit of the Americas as it's lights out and away we go. Get an okay start, not really too bad if I say so myself. I don't really get the best starts most of the time, so that was fairly okay. And we sneak around the outside into P8, right behind the Ferrari of Carlos Sainz. Actually had more speed to kind of go through over there, but the cars ahead of me are going quite slow. So I have been thinking about what to do to kind of reduce the kind of pace difference and to kind of accelerate my team quicker. And I'm thinking of maybe just cheating in more resource points, because it's still going to take time to get everything sorted out. I mean, I think at best I have a third of everything upgraded, and we are still last. So not really looking too good for us, as we did get past Sainz. Sainz tries to get past us back again, but we managed to slam the door shut and up into P7. So scoring 2 points at the moment if things keep going as they are. As you can see, even though I have reduced the AI, I got myself into a better qualifying spot and a good race start, we are still falling behind the guys ahead because my tyres just fall off so quickly. It's fine for now. As we can actually say, I actually had some lag issues during this session. I'm not really sure why. I actually had to go back to the race because it was just so annoying and just causing me issues. Played fine afterwards when I came back, so I'm not really sure if it was just some sort of bug or just had to reset my computer, but definitely wasn't helping me at the time because my screen would just freeze for a second or so and then resume from where I was, so I had to just think, oh, do I turn now? Do I brake? Do I keep on braking? And that kind of lets sights past us. But as you can see, with the kind of lower AI, I'm pretty sure it's at 83 if I'm not mistaken. We are faster in the corners, and the setup, I guess, is quite good in the corners as well. But the straights is where we lose the most amount of time, as we were going to get past by Perez, but then we kind of try and dive bomb down to kind of block sights off, and we just go off the track, lose the position back to sights, and go into the side of Sergio Perez and damage my front wing. So very, very good stuff over here on the third lap of the sprint race here at Cota. I'm pretty sure Sergio has some damage now as well, so absolutely brilliant stuff for both of us, and what looked like we were going to get into the points and maybe even score 1 or 2. I guess the slag isn't helping because that kind of made me mess up that turn as well. Yes, all of that kind of leads us to falling out of the points position, and even if this was a normal race, we would just be on the verge of points right now. Can we keep it ahead of Alex Albon? We do have the damaged front wing and it's really hard to turn with it. It has actually been causing me quite the bother so far. And as we can see over here, even within a space of a sector, Alonso is already 1.5 ahead, and Sainz, because of the damage that I've had since he passed me, is at 5.7 ahead within the space of a lap or two. And as you can see, just not being able to brake in time or turn in where I wanted to, and Albon gets past us as the lag continues. Not really sure what that happened. It's literally never happened before in this game, and suddenly just happened over here, but I fought through it. And on lap 5 over here, we are getting passed just by everyone, because at this time my tyres are starting to fall off. As the percentage hits about, it's roughly between, it starts getting worse at 10, then at 15 to 20 it's pretty much just impossible to drive, and anything above 25 it's just really, really hard to drive, and I really have to watch out on acceleration. So I just decide DNF, no point of doing those extra laps, as we aren't going to get anywhere. We are out of the points, race ruined pretty much by me and the lag, I guess. So yeah, Norris wins from Piastri, from Russell. Hopefully we can get a better position for the race from the one-shot qualifying. So let's see what we can do over there.
It's a United States love affair with Formula One at the moment, so what a thrill for everyone today to see our drivers lapping Cota at full hot lap speed. It's the circuit of the Americas, and it's qualifying.
So here we are out for the one-shot qualifying for the actual race this time around. So as we can see, for the setup that we have in that kind of little split corner, we're actually maxed out, I guess, better than everyone else, but as soon as it comes to the corner, back to basically last, which isn't good. But we, as we can see through the corners, with this lower AI, we are faster than them, which is, I guess, fun to see, because so far I'm pretty sure my best qualifying has been maybe a P16 or so, and right now we are sitting in P16, but it has been moving up and down, side to side, quite a lot. So hoping for, what was a P16 for the sprint, or was it P13, something like that? I'm not really too sure. I think it was P13. Can we do better than P13 for the actual race? I guess we'll see. Currently sitting in P17, but we've still got the whole of last sector to go. Now the car, as I said, about a third upgraded totally across absolutely everything. I guess the kind of main issue is, I guess, money, but we do have a lot, and I don't know, the AI just doesn't seem too confident into upgrading all of the facilities that we have. So I'm not really sure if that's the issue, maybe, because I do have about a 50% chance of something failing every single time it pops up. As we got wide a little bit, just get a warning, which is good. as I don't have like the full max kind of settings. And we crossed the line. I think that was a P10. Yes, it was our best qualifying so far. And yeah, I guess I'll continue on in the race with what I was trying to say. But Norris on pole, Leclerc second, and Russell third. Let's see what we can do from P10 and maybe get this points.
Well, you don't need me to remind you that Formula One is now so beloved in the United States that we race here 3 times a year. But let's give respect to COTA, or the Circuit of the Americas, to give it its full name. This place laid the foundations for this moment and still remains the host of the US Grand Prix. We're racing then today in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of this wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles per hour here today, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the 2 DRS zones into turn 1 and the long back straight into turn 12. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Sainz, Fernando Alonso, Verstappen, Red, Gasly, Stroll, Ocon, Perez, Russell, Albon, Magnussen, Oscar Piastri, Tsunoda, Bottas, Hülkenberg, Vesti, Joe, Sargent, and Pastor Maldonado. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
So here we are lined up in actually P7, as a couple drivers had some sort of penalty for the penultimate race of the season as it's lights out, and away we go. Worse a start than we had for the sprint, to be honest. Still managed to keep in P8 now, try and go around the outside once again like we did before, and there we go, up to P6. Can we get past Hamilton? Yes we can. Can we stay ahead of Hamilton? Yes we can. Sainz gets out of position over there, and we move up to a season or game best P4, a career best P4 in this game. I have never been so high up in the game. I'm pretty sure the highest I've been maybe P8, P6, so doing good over here. But as you can see on lap 4 already, nothing really happened since then, but on lap 4 already a 3-second gap to the cars ahead, as I've been losing pace. I'm not really sure where I got the floor damage from. That's kind of appeared out of nowhere. I didn't really go anything, it just happened in a straight, so I'm not really sure what the floor just decided to magically break. But now this is where their defending starts, when we have slightly less ERS that we can't manage to regenerate as quickly as a fully upgraded car would, and when our tyres start to creep up above that 10% that I said. So yes, the car upgraded. We keep getting upgrades every single weekend, at least 1 to 3, it depends, as we defend once again from Sainz. Can we manage to keep it ahead? No we can't. Slip through a little bit. Can we get down the inside? No we can't. I just might decide not to dive bomb, as that would have probably caused us more damage than good. So down to P5 on lap 5, with Verstappen right behind us, and actually having to defend from him just enough to keep ahead of him. As I said, the tyres start going off and then we just lose the back. This is the worst, because we have quite a couple upgrades, you know, about 35 to 40% of all of the upgrades, I would probably say, and you know, we are still last, which is, I'm pretty sure it's never happened. I'm pretty sure with the first like couple of upgrades I got in like F121, I already like jumped up like a couple places in kind of like the car kind of graph, but we are still last, and not even like nowhere near Kick Sauber, I think, or Alpine I think it is ahead of us. I'm not really too sure, as we still battle out Verstappen for that P5 spot. But this is just hurting us, because we are now 7 seconds away, now 9.3 seconds away from Alonso in third, and 2 seconds away from Sainz. We actually kept up with Sainz quite well, but as we can see the tyres are going off, and I'm pretty sure the pit stop window opens up on lap 13, so we still have a couple laps left to go, but we are still managing to defend from Verstappen, luckily. And Sainz, I'm not really sure why he isn't really pulling away. Maybe his tyres are starting to go off as well, but yeah, we are keeping up with him. Sadly no DRS, we'd have to close in a second for that, but yes, defending from Max Verstappen once again. Oh, he's going to go around the outside now as I don't have enough grip. I would love to, step on the throttle more and, accelerate quicker, but the problem is that I would just spin out. Even with the tyres just being a couple laps old, it's so easy to do. It's never happened before. The kind of I don't know what you'd call it, like the way the game simulates the driving is just so weird compared to F1 21, 20, 18, all of the other games I played. This is just so weird. When you step on the throttle lightly, your back just goes out and it's over. It's really hard to kind of keep it quick, keep going quick with used tyres. I guess realistic, but just kind of weird because it kind of happens out of nowhere. But yes, car fully upgraded. We are still looking bad. And I was thinking of what to do, maybe give myself the unlimited kind of resource points to kind of, creep up faster to the top. I'm not really sure, as Max Verstappen finally gets past us as our tyres are, not looking too good. Now, actually, for the sprint race, I actually tried a mod to kind of reduce the DRS rate, but it didn't really work well. And when you got up within a half a second of the car in front of you, you would just lose all grip and basically you step on the throttle lightly and you would just go spinning. So I have to look for something, another mod to kind of work out, so hopefully it works better. But yeah, I'll have to keep looking for that. As on lap 12, Hamilton is trying to get past us. We get DRS from Verstappen and dive bomb past the both of them up into P5 once more. And now finally, when we actually started battling more with Verstappen and Hamilton, Sainz has finally opened up the gap, and it's a 15-second gap to Alonso in third place. I'm pretty sure another like 3-second gap to Leclerc in second, and probably another 2 or 3 seconds to Norris in first. We are struggling, and I would have probably gone in on lap 9 with these tyres to kind of get a fresh set of hards on, and just keep on going, and have the pace to kind of overtake everyone during the pit stops. But I had to stay out, and I am going to do something, I guess, influenced by the others around me. We are going to pit in for the hard tyres now on lap 13 as soon as the pit stop window open. But as we are going to see, a lot of drivers are still staying out, as there is a chance of rain coming soon. As we can see by the clouds, it has definitely gotten darker since the start of the race. Now, if I would have known most people would have stayed out, I would have stayed out as well, because from the P5 or 6 we were at before, we are going to come out in P18, so not looking too good. And as you can see, Ocon and Hamilton got past us as well, so even less good. So we basically dropped back down like 13 positions or so, and now we are on hard tyres on a track that is soon going to start to lose grip. And on lap 16, as you can see, my car, as it's just not fully upgraded yet, just really hard to drive, is losing grip, and already 3 seconds behind from Ocon, as it is actually starting to rain now. So within a couple laps we are going to have to pit in for the intermediates. But on lap 13, 16 even, our engineer hasn't said anything yet. As we can see on lap 17, Ocon has been held up by my teammate Maldonado on the used mediums that he has been on since the start. So I guess we did pit in and actually gain nearly a pit stop on Maldonado, but it doesn't really matter because we are all now going to go in for the intermediates. So he basically just gains 20 seconds on us, which just really bad, as that's what basically over half the grid did. And we are going to see that me, Hamilton, Verstappen and Ocon, everyone who was around me fighting with me for those positions, have lost massively in this, as the top 4 stayed out, now are going in on the intermediates. Russell, Gasly, Perez, Piastri, Stroll, Hulkenberg, who are all behind me and the group, all stayed out on the mediums until it started raining. Now went onto the intermediates. Now from a P5, P6 we were sitting at a couple laps ago, now we're all the way down in P21 on the intermediates, and as we can see, the car, which is pretty undrivable in the dry, is just absolutely erratic in the wet over here. It did feel fast, as we can see. This is where we gain time on the AI in the wet, not in the wet, in qualifying and in the race under normal circumstances. But even with gaining so much time in the race on the wet tyres, we just don't have enough grip to go around the outside or the inside, and we tried going down the inside of Magnussen over here. Didn't manage to have enough grip on exit, but now we are going to get the slipstream, and we are going to go down the inside of the next corner, try and slow it down, not to go into Bottas like he did into, was it Magnussen or Hulkenberg? In Abu Dhabi, of course. So up to P20, but on lap 18 out of 28, we are looking nowhere near the P5 that we were at before, and actually a red flag on lap 19, some sort of incident, as we can see right ahead of us, as it forces us to slow down in the middle of the track. So lap 21, we race once again, and I thought, I was looking at the options I had, and it was either the intermediates or the wets, and I thought, well, on the screen that I had, it said that the wets would be 2 seconds quicker than the intermediates during the last couple laps that I had. So I thought, I'm just going to risk it. And at first it did look pretty well because it's pouring down, and I do actually have more grip than I did have on the intermediates. And as we can see, we are kind of keeping tabs on everyone around us, and actually overtaken quite a lot already. We've overtaken Ocon, Verstappen and Hamilton, which were all behind us. But as you can see in the corners, we are still just don't have the power to just, go on throttle and just accelerate without, spinning the back. We get past Ocon on at the end of lap 21, and now we just have to, get past 4 more drivers to get into the points. But that's easier said than done, as you can see over here, getting a bad exit out of that corner onto the back straight, and Ocon trying to get past us once again and losing time to the cars ahead. This is just not what we wanted. It looked like it was going to be a brilliant weekend with a P6, maybe top 6, top 8 finish, which has basically all gone down the drain the second we pitted in the first time, because if we would have stayed out, we would have been P5. If we would have kept position, we would have been, probably on like 40% tyre wear, if not even more, by the time we had to pit in for the intermediates. But I think we would have had a better chance of scoring points if we would have did that than if we went in like we did. But hindsight is quite nice looking back. And over here, second mistake on the wets. It just looked like in sector 1 it was raining more, and in sector 2 and sector 3 it just wasn't raining enough for the wets to actually make a difference, and we were just losing time, making mistakes. As you can see, the rears are already used up quite a lot, so that means that they are too warm, and that means that we are just losing time. And I boxed in on lap 25 after a safety car, which was basically caused by me getting hit by Sergio Perez, I think that was, or Verstappen, I'm not really too sure. But yes, we pitted on lap 26. I thought, well, there's nothing left to lose. My engineer said that it might start getting dry soon, and I thought, well, we are literally last pretty much, and we aren't going to magically make up 7-8 positions when we make that mistake. So we go in onto the softs, and well, this isn't going to look too nice. And actually, if I would have played out better, I actually would have maybe been faster than everyone else on track, but I would have had to, really watch out with the throttle, as we can see over here, just spinning out, just having no control, to go left, right. But if I would have kept it clean, I would have, with quite a lot of risk and skill, I would have been the fastest fastest car on track. But as we see over here, just out of some corners, you just have no grip. You know, wheel spinning in 6th gear at 180 kilometers an hour and just having no control of the car whatsoever. But then, at certain points, I did have the grip and actually better feeling than I did on the intermediates or the wets. But you know, they are soft in the rain, and you know, you do make mistakes, so we DNF over there.
And so the celebrations begin, and well-earned they are indeed. It might have looked simple at times, but as any racing driver will tell you, competing at this level at the very top is anything but simple. There's no catching them now then. We have a new World Drivers' Champion. And here he comes. It's all go, go, go for Lando Norris as he takes the checkered flag and wins.
Well, that's 2 race wins in a row for them. I think they'll be really happy with that. I mean, 1 race win is great, but to have 2, you know that you've got it. You're a little bit more comfortable in your skin. This is a great sign of maybe what's to come next.
Our winning drivers are on their way to the podium right now. It's been a fantastic race for McLaren, that's for sure. And no doubt, they'll be celebrating tonight.
So it's Norris who wins from George Russell and Charles Leclerc who wins the championship this season with 1 race to go, and I'm pretty sure it's McLaren who is going to win the Constructors already have. I'm not really sure. I would actually have to check that for the next episode. But yes, what went from looking like we would have finished P5, you know, maybe if things went, well, we definitely would have finished within the points if everything worked out, but it didn't, and we DNF. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. See you guys next time. Bye bye.